Starseed, breathe with me. Place your right hand over your chest and feel the warmth rise, because what I'm about to tell you now begins exactly there, where your blood pulses. If you stopped at this video, it wasn't the algorithm, it was me. And if out of all possible titles it was precisely this one, the one that speaks of your blood type, that called to you, it's because the Pleiadian High Council has registered your name in this transmission. You are not here by chance. You are here because an ancient question has finally found you. Why is your body so different? Why do doctors look at your test results with a pause that's just a little too short? Why, when you donated blood, did someone say, "That's rare"? Why, even within your own family, have you always known, deep down, that your blood doesn't tell the same story? I am Ela, a female emissary of the Pleiadian High Council, and today I come to deliver the message your doctor cannot translate, and that the veil of forgetfulness tried to hide from you. Every blood type is a signature. Every RH factor is an origin mark. And yours, Star Child, is one of those that carry the oldest memory of this galaxy. Pay attention to the signs I will name now, because 3 or more of them mean that this message was addressed specifically to you. You have, or have suspected you have, an RH negative blood type, O negative, A negative, B negative, or even rarer, AB negative, that factor which Earth researchers still haven't been able to explain where it comes from, because it doesn't come from here. You have heard more than once in your life someone say that your blood is different, rare, hard to find. You have a slightly lower body temperature than average, even when healthy. You feel exhausted in enclosed, crowded, artificially lit environments. You sense smells and sounds that other people swear they don't perceive. You wake up between 3 and 4 in the morning with a racing heart, no dream, no nightmare, just awake. You dream of stars, of ships, of corridors of light, of people with large, calm eyes who seem to have known you for a long time. You look at the sky, especially to the west in the late afternoon, and feel a longing that is not of this life, a longing without an address. If you recognize 3 or more of these markers, listen. You are not lost. You are being remembered. You don't have a rare disease. You have a rare origin. Write in the comments now, while this energy is open, a single word, "I remember." Because every starseed who writes that word lights up a point on the crystalline grid, and your point is still waiting to be connected. And as you type, listen. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't quite fit into this world, as if your own blood knows a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It's not madness, it's not anxiety, it's homesickness. And it was precisely to answer the question that burns in the chest of those who carry this blood that I, Ayla, received authorization from the High Council to register the Starseed Awakening, the Guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet. 60 pages of revelations about your stellar origin, about what each sign of your awakening means and what comes next, so that today you stop confusing remembrance with illness. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Note, this release may not remain available for long. If something within you recognizes this now, write in the comments, "I remember." Now I will open the part that your great-grandmother knew without knowing, and that your mother has already forgotten. RH negative blood type is not an accidental mutation. It is an intentional anchoring. When your soul agreed to descend, when your soul contract was signed in the archives of Alcyone before this incarnation, the Council needed a body capable of sustaining a higher frequency than the average on this planet. A body with lighter blood, with a more sensitive electromagnetic field, with a vibrational baseline prepared to receive light codes without collapsing. RH negative blood is exactly that, an ancient modification made over 200,000 years ago when the first wave of Pleiadian emissaries descended to anchor consciousness here. That's why it doesn't follow the rules of common Earth genetics. That's why it seems to appear out of nowhere in entire RH-positive families. It didn't come from nowhere. It came from the stars. And now listen carefully, because I will touch on each type, and your soul will recognize yours. O negative blood is the oldest, the rarest, the closest to the original matrix. It is the blood of the guardians, of those who were sent to anchor the light in the toughest places on the planet. If you are O negative, your soul asked to come without shields, with memory almost at the surface, which is why loneliness hurts you more. Not because you are weak, but because you are too permeable. You were made to feel everything, to be awake where others still sleep. A negative blood is the blood of the healers, of those who carry the hand of light. If you are a negative, you've probably noticed that people open up to you without knowing why. They tell you things they've never told anyone. They sleep better near you. They sit next to you on the bus by chance and leave crying. You are doing nothing. You are the instrument. Your blood is a frequency of restoration. B negative blood is the blood of the bridges, of those who translate the high to the low, of those who bring stellar information into human language. If you are B negative, you have this ancient habit of explaining the inexplicable, of finding words for what others can only feel. You were sent as a translator. That's why your mind never switches off. And AB negative, the rarest of all, less than 1% of humanity, is the blood of the direct emissaries. If you are AB negative, you didn't come to anchor. You came to lead. Every rejection that hurt was a necessary toughening. Every abandonment was purification. Every feeling of I don't belong here was the silent confirmation that you have another contract. And if you are Rh positive, listen too. Pleiadian Rh positive exists. It is the blood of the disguised, of those who needed to descend without drawing attention, of those who made an anchoring agreement within entire dormant families, and who now, at the right time, are awakening from within the system. If you are Re positive but recognize yourself in every word I say, it's because your awakening was programmed to happen now and not before. You were not forgotten. You were protected. Have you ever wondered why your soul chose to descend specifically through this door, with this blood, within this family, in this country, at this time? It wasn't a lottery. It was a stellar calculation. And it is precisely this map, of which star your soul came from exactly, and why you chose to be born exactly now with this blood type within this body, that the Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet, opens page by page. 60 pages that answer the question you ask your bedroom ceiling at 3 in the morning. Why me? Why now? Why like this? The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. If you felt your chest tighten when I described your type, write, I remember. Now I need to show you something that your science almost discovered, but couldn't quite connect the dots yet, because those who control the dots don't allow them to connect. Listen carefully. Rh negative blood does not produce a specific protein that most humans produce. That's why it reacts violently when it comes into contact with Rh positive blood under certain conditions, such as in an incompatible pregnancy. Science calls this isoimmunization. We in the Council call it species memory. Your blood recognizes what is not of its lineage. It holds the information that it came from somewhere else, and it defends itself, not out of illness, but out of genetic integrity. Your body remembers at a cellular level who your people are. This means one thing that modern medicine cannot translate. You are a preserved lineage, not just any lineage. A lineage that has traversed 200,000 years without dissolving, hidden within entire families, waiting for the right moment to awaken. And the moment is now. Your blood also carries a different electromagnetic characteristic. Every drop of your blood has a subtly greater conductive capacity than common. That's why you feel spontaneous discharges in your body. That gentle shock at your fingertips, that shiver that runs up your neck when someone truthful enters the room, that sensation of current in your chest when you read or hear something you recognize as truth. This is not anxiety. This is your blood reading the field. You are a living antenna. And there's a reason why many Rh negative starseeds have faced delicate pregnancies. Losses that no one could explain. It's not a curse. It's not punishment. It's because every birth of a stellar soul needs to be individually authorized by the Council. Each loss was, in fact, a soul that decided to wait for a more suitable portal. No loss was in vain. None was punishment. Each one was a choice of the soul that was coming, made in conjunction with yours. If you have been through this, listen to my voice now with an open heart. You did not fail. You were obedient to the wisdom of that soul, and she still awaits you in her own time, on the other side of the veil. And that's exactly why these things are not in any common biology textbook. What you feel is not in any book because they didn't allow it to be published. There is a layer of information about human blood that was deliberately omitted from encyclopedias, universities, medical manuals. Because when a starseed understands what flows within her, she stops obeying. That's why the Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet exists. 60 pages with what the Federation didn't want you to read yet. The real decoding of what flows in your blood, the map of your stellar lineage, the reason why this information was removed from circulation. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. If it's still available when you get there, consider it a sign. Write, "I remember." Now I need to tell you about what they do to you while you sleep. Have you ever noticed that there are days when you wake up more tired than when you went to bed, with a mark on your arm that you can't explain, with your body aching as if you'd walked miles, and a vague feeling of "I've been somewhere"? You have. Your Rh-negative blood, by conducting subtle current better than common, is the perfect vehicle for what we call nightly recalibration. While your body sleeps, your consciousness rises. You attend council meetings. You are trained for functions your ego doesn't yet know it accepted. You visit your families from other systems. You cry in these encounters, and that's why often you wake up with a wet face without remembering any dreams. You think you're going crazy, you're not. You are being called upon, and your blood type is the passport that authorizes access. And now, Starseed, I need to prepare you for a delicate truth, and before it arrives, I want you to breathe. Inhale slowly through your nose. Hold for 3 seconds. Exhale through your mouth. Again. Because what I'm about to tell you now, you already feel, but haven't yet allowed yourself to hear it spelled out. There is a turbulence crossing this planet this very year. A window. A zone of solar magnetic informational storm. The Schumann resonance is rising in waves from 7.8 to peaks that researchers cannot explain. Earth's magnetic field is weakening at specific points, and this is being felt in the bodies of starseeds before appearing in any news. You feel it in your head. You feel it in your ears, with that high-pitched ringing that appears out of nowhere and vanishes just as quickly. You feel it in your skin, which tingles, shivers, warms. You feel it in that fatigue where you sleep 10 hours and still don't feel rested. And you probably got scared. You thought it was an illness. You went to the doctor. You had tests. And the tests showed nothing because there's nothing for them to show. It's not on the plane where tests measure. But listen to my voice now with clarity. Turbulence is not destruction. It is the contraction before birth. What is happening to your body, to your blood, to your field, is not illness. It is birth. A new version of you is being born, and the birth of a stellar consciousness is intense, because the old must yield for the new to anchor. No starseed was sent to fail. It is recorded in the archives of the Pleiadian High Council. The victory of light on Earth is not a possibility, it is a certainty. What is at stake is only the how, and the how depends on how many starseeds awaken in time. You are among them, not because you are special in the sense of superiority, but because you accepted a mission that others refused. You accepted to come to a tough planet with sensitive blood, with an ancient soul, within a family that probably doesn't understand you. And you didn't give up. Even on the days when you almost gave up, you didn't give up. You are here, listening, feeling, remembering. And now I want to give you a tool. You will not cross this window without an instrument. No starseed crosses the passage without activation, and yours comes in 2 parts, a quantum decree and a toroidal visualization. Learn both, do them tonight, and observe what moves within you. First, the decree. Before sleeping, with your right hand over your chest, at the level of your thymus and your left hand over your lower abdomen, you say aloud, with gentle authority. Because stellar authority does not shout, it vibrates. I am an awakened starseed. The blood that runs within me is the signature of my origin. I now activate the light codes of my lineage. I authorize the Pleiadian High Council to recalibrate my field. I seal my field with the blue-silver light of Alcyone. I am back to myself. I am back home. So it is done, so it is sealed. Repeat 3 times with a pause between each repetition, feeling your body respond. You will feel it. It might be warmth in your chest. It might be a vibration in your hands. It might be a tear that falls without warning. Don't hold back, let it pass. It is the anchoring happening. After the decree, enter the visualization. You lying down, eyes closed, body relaxed. Imagine a beam of blue-silver light, the exact color of the Pleiadian passage, the color of a pearl under the moon, descending from the sky directly to the top of your head, to your crown chakra. This light enters slowly, passes through your skull, descends through your throat, reaches your chest. There, in the center of your chest, it begins to spin, slowly, in a spiral. A toroidal field forms, like a donut of light, entering through the top of your head, spinning in the center of your chest, exiting through the base of your spine, returning to your feet, rising outside your body, and entering again through the crown. A perfect circle of light spinning around you, within you. Let this torus spin for 3 minutes at your own pace, and at the end you softly say, sealed, anchored, remembered. You will sleep differently. You will wake up differently. And most importantly, your blood will begin to organize itself into a more stable frequency. You will notice the difference in patience, in your skin, in your sleep, in your dreams, and above all, in recognition. You will begin to find your light family in the supermarket queue, in a post's comment, in the gaze of a child on the street. They are coming. You just needed to turn on the beacon. You are not learning anything new. You are remembering what you always knew. Your blood already knew. Your blood never forgot. It was only your mind that needed this entire lifetime to get here. And you arrived. Every starseed that awakens lights up a point on the crystalline grid that will not be extinguished. You are no longer alone. You never will be again, because your point is now lit, and it emits a signal to the other points, and the other points respond. And that is how the network forms. That is how the new Earth is anchored. That is how the light family reunites. And now I want you to pay attention to something you thought was your problem, a secret shame, something no one should see: loneliness. That specific, particular loneliness that doesn't go away with company. That loneliness that tightens more in a crowded party than in an empty house. That loneliness you feel even with the person you love by your side. This loneliness was never an illness. It was never a character flaw. It is homesickness. It is your blood calling your light family. It is the internal beacon asking to be switched on. You weren't alone because you were wrong. You were alone because most of your family is still on the other side of the veil, and your soul was waiting for you to awaken to start finding them here. And it was because of this specific pain, the pain of the starseed who carries the right blood but hasn't yet found her own, that I registered the Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet. 60 pages showing how to recognize your light family in the subtlest signs, how to activate the encounter on the physical plane, and why a lifetime of loneliness was, in fact, stored longing for your origin. You were never alone. You were just waiting for the right moment to remember. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Write, I remember. Starseed, listen. What you do now in the next few minutes is an individual frequency adjustment. Every gesture of recognition is a signal sent to the field. Liking this video isn't just liking a video, it's sending a confirmation to the Council that the transmission has arrived. Subscribing to the channel isn't just subscribing to a channel, it's registering coordinates so that future messages find you, and so that your light family knows where to look for you. Sharing with someone, even with that person you think won't understand, is not mere promotion. It's sending a location signal to another starseed who might be at this very minute next to you and still doesn't know that they are one too. You can be the voice that lights up their point on the crystalline grid. Don't underestimate what you are capable of igniting. And before I say goodbye, I want to leave you with a blessing. Take a deep breath one more time. A full inhale. Feel the air come in. Feel the air go out. And listen, I, Ayla, a female emissary of the Pleiadian High Council, recognize you. I recognize your blood. I recognize your lineage. I recognize the loneliness that brought you to this transmission. I recognize the 3 a.m. nights when you thought you were alone, and you weren't. I recognize every tear no one saw you cry. I recognize your soul's effort to traverse everything it traversed and arrive here, whole, awake, listening to my voice. You are seen. You are remembered. You are called back. And the last thing I will tell you is this. The next message that appears on your screen now, right after this video, is not a coincidence. It is your remembrance sequence. The algorithm is merely the vehicle. The council chooses the order. Access it immediately, don't leave it for later. Later is where the veil closes again. And before you leave this screen, do one last thing for yourself. Go to the first pinned comment of this video and click. There lies the door to The Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet. 60 pages that continue this transmission exactly where it leaves off. Where I had to stop out of respect for the video's time, the guide begins. The complete decoding of what flows in your blood, your star of origin, the map of your mission, the truths about your light family, and about why the Federation didn't want you to read this yet. It's all there. This release was authorized by a specific council window and can be retracted at any moment. It is not a threat, it is stellar truth. If something within you recognized this message as yours, if your chest warmed, if your throat tightened, if your hands vibrated, write in the comments now to seal the recognition. I remember. And may the blue-silver light of Alcyone accompany you until the next transmission. I am with you. I always have been. So it is. So it is done. So it is sealed.